Hi everybody, it's Beth here. So corny. Okay, so a lot of people have been talking about fancy writing and calligraphy. So I'm going to show you some of my, I don't even know what to call it. I wouldn't call it full-blown calligraphy, obviously, because that's an art and uses special tools, and this is not that. This is just some techniques that I've learned to use for different styles and different lettering. So I'm going to face the camera down towards the desk here and show you some supplies I've gathered. Okay, so I have this just sketch pad. This here is just an ordinary sheet of computer paper. So you don't need a sketch pad. This was handy and I have it here that I can use. So I'm going to pull a sheet out of that. And then I've got all these different writing utensils. The giant mermaid pen. A Sharpie marker, which is actually a twin tip version. I would not recommend this, but I'm going to do it just to see. I've got a sparkly pink gel pen, a colored pencil in orange, an ordinary pencil, and then I've got these little gel pens. There's the red one, and this, my all-time favorite, is Jot brand from the Dollar Tree. Comes in a pack like this. I tried to hoard these. I was at the Dollar Tree yesterday. Gonna do a haul here. But anyway, and tried to pick these up and couldn't find any. They have the other ones. There's another package that has, I don't know, bright like neon colors. And I have several of those too. But every time I see these, I pick them up because they're so pretty, because they're actually sparkly gel, and it probably won't show up in the camera, but sparkly gel. And then the black is my favorite for doing this kind of lettering. I'm just going to start with the regular pencil, and this is just an idea of something to embellish. Just a simple thing to fancy up your word. So I'm just going to say flirty, and I'm just printing that, and then I'm going to add little dots to the ends of every line. So at the top of the L, the bottom of the L. I'm not going to do it at the top of the I, but I'm doing it at the bottom because the I is dotted, obviously. At the little top of the R, all 3 points there, all 4 points on the T, and all 3 points on the Y. So that's just for funsies. Alright, let's go to my favorite, and we can talk about different writing styles. So, and then I'll go and enhance these things. So, we can go with normal, we can go with stretch, we can go with teeny tiny, we can go with up and down, where the letters are straight up and down, no slant. And we can go with backwards, which I am terrible at backwards, but a lot of lefties, I think, have a backward slant, so we can go with that. And we can go with gigantic. Alright, so now I'm going to pull out a magnifying glass. And the only reason I'm doing this is because my vision isn't great. So I need it to help me see, to get it, you know, closer to the lines. So you may, may or may not want to use one. You really don't have to at all. And then the basic general concept here. Oh, I'm going to make a note here because I don't want to forget curvy. Okay. But the general point is to enhance every downward stroke. So what you do, alright, so I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to just thicken the downward strokes. Maybe right there, this whole line up and down, maybe right here, here. I'm going to do this part of the end, and maybe this part, the downward part on the D here, this whole downward part on the D, and then the end result is that you have thick and thin parts of your word that makes it, give it the appearance of calligraphy. And of course, you can play around with it. What I find happens is, for example, okay, so right here, like as a good example, on this R, I do not have the little upward tail on the top of the R, but I will add that after I get done doing this enhancement. So I'm going to enhance this downward stroke here, make it thicker, and this downward stroke. And then I'm just going to add the little R tail. And I'll enhance the T. And this part of the S. And this part of the S. And you can sort of pick and choose where you want to enhance. A lot of times I find that if I'm doing, for example, the left side of the letters, I'll stick with the left side of the letters throughout the word as much as possible. But in some cases, you'll have both left and right sides. And when you have like curvy letters, like C's and U's, and this H coming up, what I'll do is I'll pick the curvy spot. And that's why I wrote down curvy. We're going to go and do curvy here in a little bit. And I'm just going to only enhance the curved areas of the letters. And also I found what happens is, let's say you write an L. Here, I'm going to write an L. And the hole or the opening is so little. And this is the part that you're going to enhance. So I just fill in the whole L and then add the separate line to correct it. That one wasn't very good. Let's do it again. So I want to enhance this line. Alright, one more time, because what happens is, it's when you haven't made a big enough loop on your L or an opening. So let's say you've got something like that to begin with. So since I'm enhancing it, it's going to fill in the whole circle. Then I'm just going to add this part afterwards. Alright, so I didn't do very good at all on any of those L's, but you get the idea. Alright, let's see. Let's use the sparkly pink. And I actually hadn't done this before, where I'm going to add different colors to the word. So let's do that to my name. And I'll show you too, when I get to the end of my name, then you can add, like if you want some little curly cues and different things on the ends and beginnings of your words and letters, you can add those later. So let's see, I'm going to enhance the downward stroke of the B, this downward stroke of the B. All right, here's a good example on the E. I don't have a hole on the E, so I'm just going to enhance the downward stroke, and now I'll add the hole. All right, downward stroke on the T, downward stroke on the H, and this part. That's kind of fun. Here's the teeny tiny. Teeny tiny is difficult, but I'm just enhancing slightly, and actually I want to go back to the normal color. That downward stroke, that downward stroke, that downward stroke, here. Now the Y, I have the same thing. I don't have my loop opening big enough, so I will just create one like that. Okay, and then on the gigantic, oops, and there's gigantic. Enhance this downward stroke. And maybe right here at the curve. This downward stroke. Curve. I'm going to fill that all in. This downward stroke and this curve. So you can just pick and choose where you want to enhance. Just pick an area, either at the curves or on the downward strokes, and make it fatter. Make the line fatter. I did like the multiple color. Here is just the giant mermaid pen. Giant pen. So I'm going to fill in that downward stroke and that downward stroke here. And there. Here. Here. In this case, I kind of stayed to the right of the word in most cases, except at the G. Sorry, to the right of the letters, I should say. And then I'm going to start with the P, but I'm going to say over here on this circular part. I'm going to do this curve just because I feel like it needs something somewhere. Yeah, I like an ordinary pen. The giant pen works really cool. Let's see. Oh, I didn't do any. just non-cursive, just printing. So let's do that. Downward stroke, downward stroke, whoops. Just pick and choose where you want to enhance the lines. And also, like, if you just want to, you know, let's say you're writing in your planner and you're writing in shop today, you know, and you just feel like, you know, you want to embellish it a little bit, just do some double lines. Just go S, H, on the downward stroke, just add a downward stroke to the downward areas. And you've got a really quick but simplified version. So let's grab the red. And on the curvy, we're going to play with just filling in the curves. So right here at the top of the C, down here, right here, here, right here in the Y, and right here in the Y. That's kind of different. And then to this one, you could add the little enhancing dots. And places on the letter. I'm going to enhance right here on this curve. Whoops. Well, now I'm going to continue on and just, this is just a whole different thing where you just outline the whole word in a different color. That adds some interest to it. Okay, I also mentioned adding little curly cues. So, let's see. Let's go to where it says Beth. And I didn't like that it didn't have any, like, fanciness to it. So I'm just gonna add a little curly thing to the top. And how about right here? Up and down. And then backwards. I didn't like that, but you know, you can just play around with stuff, right? So I think that's a pretty good example. I didn't go ahead and use this orange colored pencil, but you get the idea. Let's see. Whoops. Well, now it needs sharpened, so I'm not going to mess with that. But you can definitely do it with anything. Pencil, pen, whatever. Downward strokes. And you've got you kind of a version of calligraphy. A quick and easy version. So there you have it. Playing around with lettering. So here's a cool little trick that I like to use too a lot of times. Use the ruler and make all of your letters touch the ruler as you go along. Well, this is not a very good ruler to use. Let's try it again on this side. It takes a little bit of practice to make sure your letters go all the way down and touch the ruler. And then it creates this straight line along the bottom. And then if you want to do like G's, J's, G, J, P, Q, Z. So the bottom of your letter obviously is cut off, so then I just move the ruler down and then draw a line and go like that, or go like that, or like that. And then the Z. I always thought that was pretty cool too. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Hey, if you're new to my channel, hi. Thanks for watching and sticking out to the end. I hope that was fun and that you enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I will be back with a Dollar Tree haul very soon. I am working on that. And, yeah, just thank you, everybody. I hope that was something you enjoyed. Peace. Bye-bye.